Hey, what's up? Tom Hart on the call, Arkansas-Ole Miss. And you know what? The Razorbacks in a situation right now where they got to get things rolling. Obviously picked to finish last in the SEC West. Just your take right now on the Razorbacks.
Well, I think last week's game was generally a disappointment. And from the perspective of you expect this offense to be a lot more efficient. They were very simple. They have a quarterback that's run the system. They didn't try to do too much. So the key is to be as efficient as possible so you can move the ball. I don't know where they're going to end up from a tempo perspective, but if you're going to be simple to go fast, then if you're going slow, what are you doing to take advantage? And we just haven't seen that yet because we haven't seen offensive efficiency yet.
Did it shock you at all that they went with Hicks as the starter and not Nick Starkel?
No, but what surprised me is you chose the guy who knew the offense because he's a better communicator, especially to the young wide receivers and guys on the edge. Yet you weren't able to take advantage of that by being any more complicated than you were. And obviously, by halftime, we knew that there was a situation where they weren't moving the ball very well. I would expect to see a mix of quarterbacks in this game. I don't know if it's going to be as clean-cut as 50-50, but Nick Starkel has the better arm. He's better suited to push the ball downfield. As long as he can grasp the offense, and we know there's some issues with that too on Saturday, as long as he can grasp it, he's probably the better option. And let's also not forget that he's got multiple years in this program. Well, Ben Hicks is just one and done. So I think that would make more sense long term as long as Starkel can prove that he can move the ball down the field.
You called this game last year, so you got to fasten your seatbelt. I mean, this one is never in the books until it's actually in the books.
Every year this game comes down to the wire. And so think about these two programs right now. Both of them are thirsty to get to 6 wins and bowl eligibility. Not only what that means for your program from a practice standpoint and getting more reps, but just to help build programs and excitement around. And it's the same as at Ole Miss as it is at Arkansas. So the reason I bring that up is because the margin for error is so slim for both of these teams that this makes it a must-win game. And if the margin of error is so slim, any mistake, whether it come in the first quarter or fourth quarter, could decide this game. I think the team who plays clean football comes out on top in this one.
You're taking the defense for Arkansas last week, brought the pressure. John Chavis, the chief, likes to do that, and the veterans and a lot of the younger guys making some plays against Portland State.
Yeah, John Chavis has been in college football for 40 years. He's never coached against the Rich Rodriguez offense, which I find fascinating because Rich Rod hadn't been around that long, but we know that he's had some high-profile offenses over the course of his whatever it is, 30 years in the game. I was a little disappointed while they did get pressure and they were able to make plays behind the line of scrimmage. You would expect that with an SEC team playing a team from Portland State. But I was disappointed the way the quarterback was able to break contain. If a lower-level quarterback can do that against you, then there's other quarterbacks in this league that can have a lot of success doing that against you. Matt Corral is not a run-first quarterback, but every quarterback in a Rich Rod system has to be able to run the ball. They have to be a threat to run the ball. If you couldn't contain Portland State, you're going to have a hard time containing Matt Corral.
Hogs with 6 sacks this past week against Portland State. Thanks for putting up with me. Appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. I'm so glad Alyssa's not here, by the way. This is much better.
Come here. What's up? I mean, just like late entry.
He really loves me. That was fake.
I love everybody on this crew. Everybody.
Yeah, great improv there. Not so much by me.
No, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, the theater's open later tonight. If you want to go out on the square, we can do some stand-up.
Appreciate the advice. Tom Hart on the call for Arkansas and Ole Miss. DJ.